Hey, this is Jordan Miner from PCMag.com with another episode of Games to Go Live. This new sort of secret thing I'm doing where I just go on YouTube Gaming for a few minutes every Friday afternoon and stream some Android game. The game we're checking out this afternoon is Agario. If you watched the latest season of House of Cards, you may have seen it being played by one Kevin Spacey as Frank Underwood. I watched that show, and there's always been this weird video game bent to it that I find really fascinating. It started off with the PlayStation Vita and like big Sony games like God of War Ascension, but in these later seasons they brought in stuff like the Stanley Parable and Monument Valley and more kind of esoteric indie games that more and more sort of comment on the plot of the show. So hey, this is Jordan Miner from PCMag.com with another episode of Games to Go Live. This new sort of secret thing I'm doing where every Friday afternoon, like 4:30 Eastern Time, I just go on YouTube Gaming and I play an Android game and I stream it for you people. I was just doing a stream, but it didn't have some technical difficulties, so hopefully this one goes a little smoother. So the game I'm checking out today is Agario on Android. The reason I'm checking it out is because on the newest season of House of Cards, hey, this is Jordan Miner from PCMag.com. I'm not giving up on trying to do this episode of Games to Go Live, my new sort of secret video thing I'm doing where I just, every Friday afternoon at like 4:30 Eastern Time or so, I just hop on YouTube Gaming, pick up an Android tablet, and just play some interesting Android game. I've had some technical difficulties this time. It's the second time, but you know. So the game we're checking out today is Agario, and the reason I'm checking it out is because if any of you have had the chance to watch the latest season of House of Cards on Netflix, this is the new game that Kevin Spacey's Frank Underwood is obsessed with. So I thought, if this fake president likes this game, maybe I should check it out too. That House of Cards' obsession with video games I've always found really funny and kind of fascinating. Earlier seasons, it was sort of bigger, kind of just more product placement stuff like the PlayStation Vita and God of War Ascension. But like as the show goes on, they've added more like sort of esoteric indie games like Monument Valley and Agario and the Stanley Parable that actually sort of comment on the plot. So that has been an interesting evolution. So Agario is sort of like an MMO kind of arcade game. I'm playing with lots of other players right now. So as you can see, I'm a tiny cell, and my goal is to increase in size by eating these sort of free-floating particles and then eventually get big enough to eat other players while avoiding other players that are big enough to eat me. So I'm controlling this by sort of just pointing. Well, you die a lot in this game, so we'll plenty of chance to explain what's going on. So I just sort of point in a direction, and then my blob goes off in that direction, and then when I see trouble ahead, I have to quickly point. But it's moving on its own right now without any input from me, but then when I do that, it starts moving there. You kind of have to snap judgments when people are on your tail. Like that, you just die immediately. That's going to be a running theme now. Like last week it was Slashy Souls, and now it's this, so it's the games where I just die over and over again. It's a real fun thing to do on Android. So you can see some of those players have the same like custom skin, and that's the thing that happens a lot in this game, since it's a massively multiplayer thing, that players sort of form these clans and guilds like you would do like a World of Warcraft or something. You sort of team up and you agree not to eat each other and to help each other become big and eat the little players. And that's what was so appealing about it for Frank Underwood on House of Cards, this notion of like these little people being gobbled up by these big like teamed up entities. It says a lot about politics. But I don't have any custom skins. I'm not part of any groups. I'm an independent. What am I shooting, bro? Oh, yeah, look at the size of that one. Like how long and how much would you have to eat to get that big? Like it doesn't even fully show up on the screen. I'm doing pretty good right now. This is one of the long. It records how long your runs last, and that factors into your score, how many coins you earn, and the coins can help you get skins that sort of show off how well you're doing. And maybe that's like how you get recruited into these gangs, is hey, okay, if I'm good enough to have this skin, then maybe I would be a good addition to your team. asking a little. All right, take that, Italy. All right, take that. Oh well, I flew too close to the sun. Yeah, there's no sound coming from this, which I think is just the app. It's not me having it muted. See, let's see what I could earn if I have any. Yeah, I don't have the money for any of these skins yet, so, or I'm not also experienced enough to unlock some of these elite skins yet. All right. Yeah, if you have questions, if there's more than just the people that work in this office watching, they would chat and I'll show up and I'll try to answer it. But it is interesting that this is like persistent, that it is all these people playing together in this interconnected world. Like, I like to see MMO concepts applied to things other than just fantasy, RPG stuff. Like, MMO concepts applied to like this sort of just arcade game, I think is sort of interesting. Oh, that's a name I don't recognize. Hello, Premixa. Do you have a question about Agario, available for free on Android devices? I appreciate the hay also. Oh, maybe I should try to eat Steph Curry. That would be an interesting reversal. Well, I got eaten by a big cupcake. So you're asking if you can join me? I'm not sure. Again, I've only just sort of started looking at this. I'm not sure if you can sort of decide who shows up in your games or not, but or if it's all just sort of randomized, or if it's like people near you. Because when I was playing earlier, there's a lot of lag, so I was thinking like maybe that's because there's a lot of people that were far away on whatever server, I guess. But I'm not entirely sure. We're all learning together.